Welcome back to the channel. Today we make food you can give or not give if you want to have something special for yourself or for your guests during the holiday season. This is an ideal gift for someone who is vegan, on their way of becoming vegan, or not considering yet to become vegan. It's always nice to try something new, especially since the cheese in this video tastes exactly like dairy cheese. I'll also show you recipes with the different elements that I make today, so Christmas recipes. We make a pistachio cream, so we make also recipes for Christmas with this pistachio cream. The same we do with this vegan feta, and we'll also make some chocolates at the end of the video. Well, I hope you enjoy this video as much as I enjoy making it, and let's dive in. And we start with the pistachio cream, which is one of my favorites. This is a sweet one, so you can use it in your holiday breakfast. Here I put it with some oats and some vegan yogurt and some strawberries and some pistachios in a bowl, and it's just delicious, and it looks quite festive. And you can also put it on a very large and a little bit thicker pancake and serve it as kind of a pizza during brunch with some strawberries on top. It's just delicious. It's some brunch finger food, if you will. You can also make a dessert cream with using the cooking water of chickpeas, mixing it for like 5-10 minutes on low speed, and then blending in this pistachio cream. Once it's blended, put it in the fridge and you can consume it 1 to 2 hours later. Now from this base you can also make pistachio ice cream. Therefore you need to add a much more pistachio cream, because when it's frozen you have the taste less, you feel the taste less. You blend it in and then you freeze it, and then you will have to wait at least 6 hours before enjoying your ice cream. You can do many things with it. I'll put some additional ideas in the description. And we start with the first step, which is optional. You put the water on a boil and boil the pistachios for only 30 seconds. Take them out and rinse them. And rub them with a kitchen towel, and the skin should come off pretty easily. Put these 120 grams of pistachios in a food processor. By the way, the quantities are also in American format in the description. Put the equivalent of 6 tablespoons of sugar. In addition, put a cup of plant-based milk. I use soy milk here. And 5 tablespoons of dairy-free margarine. And if you want to make this recipe less fat, put 1/4 of a cup of vegan milk instead, and it works as well. Then mix this for a long time. Depending on your mixer, it's 5 to 10 minutes. You need to do it for this long, because otherwise the oils will not come out of the pistachios and you won't get a smooth paste. And there you have it. Now we move to the recipe for the vegan marinated feta cheese. So I have a separate video on this one with many more recipes, but here I'll show you how to make it. It only takes 5 minutes and it's so resembled to a regular feta. You can give this gift just like that, marinated and sealed, but you can also give it with some crackers, come to a party with it, and you will be sure to have something you can eat. Of course, the kind of decoration that I put inside, the pepper and the herbs, you can adapt them to your season, because you can also give this one with slightly different marinade in the summer. In this recipe I use a food processor, but it's optional. You can also do it with a hand mixer or with a fork, just mixing it. So we take out our food processor and let's dive in. In a food processor, put a block of tofu, just normal firm tofu, not silken tofu, and it doesn't need to be pressed. Then you put a tablespoon of white miso, mine is like yellow brownish. This is for the fermented taste and the saltiness. And put a little more than the equivalent of a tablespoon of lemon juice, half a tablespoon of garlic for depth of flavor, half a cup of coconut oil. This is for the meltability and fattiness of the cheese. And yes, you can replace this with vegan butter, like a margarine type. Or if you want it to be low fat, you can just leave it out and gradually add some plant-based milk during the mix to help it become creamy, but honestly the structure and the taste won't be the same. Put a teaspoon of nutritional yeast for the cheese taste, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard for the pungent taste of the cheese. I didn't put it here, but usually I put half an extra tablespoon of salt. It depends on what you're used to. Usually plant-based cheeses are a little bit less salty, so you might be used to a less salty version. But if you recently ate a dairy feta, I suggest you put this amount of salt because dairy cheeses are super salty. Well, plant-based cheeses as well, but usually they have a little bit less salt. So if you want a similar taste, you should put this salt. And then you start mixing in the food processor. The mixture might be a little bit yellowish, but it gets whiter in the fridge because the structure of the coconut oil has. It's transparent when liquid or when melted and white when on room temperature or cold. Then you transfer it into a container that you might want to line up with parchment paper so it's easier to get it out afterward. And put it in the fridge for at least 2 hours, could be more, depending on the temperature of your fridge, or 15 minutes in the freezer. Then you take it out and cut it in pieces. And now let's marinate it. I fill a jar up gradually with red pepper, mint, fresh oregano, black pepper, and delicious extra virgin olive oil. The feta, of course, that you cut into dices, and some rosemary because it gives a nice Christmassy feeling. And in addition to that, it's really tasteful. And then gradually more of the ingredients listed already. You pile them up until the jar is full, and there you have it! Make this rice and feta salad. This could be nice for a Christmas starter. Cook some rice, spread it in a form, spread the vegan feta on it, followed by some grilled green bell peppers, some green olives, the grilled kale, the parsley, the rosemary, and the pomegranate seeds. Serve not long after, and be aware that rice has strict conservation rules. And last but not least, let's make some chocolate olives. No, this is not olives with chocolate, that's gross. Instead, it is chocolate in the form and color of olives, so black and green. And it's basically only an almond covered in chocolate. I got this idea from a store I used to work for. And honestly, it's so simple, but it's so delicious, so I really hope you will make it. You can present this simply in a bag as a small gift or in a jar. Well, I really hope you make this one as well, and let's dive in. You start with melting the chocolate. You can do it au bain-marie, but you can also just do it in a microwave to save some time. But make sure to not over microwave it and check every 15 to 20 seconds, depending on your microwave. Then when it's melted, put in the almonds and then pick them out with a spoon and put them on a container that is food safe and tolerant to heat or on baking paper. It will take a little bit of time, over 2 hours, to harden. But it's well worth the wait. If you have chocolate left, you can spread it over rice cake and make them become delicious. Once the chocolate has hardened, if you want your chocolate almonds to become even rounder, you take them a few seconds into middle heat warm water and then leave them to harden again. This step is optional. Then you repeat this same process for the green olives with a little bit of variation because you use white vegan chocolate and add some green food coloration. I use a black chocolate olive once it's ready and put it in this mix and it will melt again and will just give the right color. Then you know the drill, repeat the same process. Here at the end I cut the hard edges with a knife instead of dripping into this middle warm water. But the point is the same. You present it as you like. Here I put them into a food safe plastic bag, but you can also put them in the jar. Well, since you stayed until the end, I hope you enjoyed this video. There's many more holiday recipes on this channel. You can find them in the description. I hope you have a nice day and see you in the next one. Bye bye!
The time of the year now, you got people falling in love.